Hi students. Today in this chapter we are going to start a new lesson, that is light reflection and refraction of class 10, chapter number 10. You all know that without the light the whole world is dark for us. We find very difficult to see the objects surrounding us. And you also know that sun is the main source of energy. It is a form of energy. What is light? Light is a form of energy and it has dual nature. It travels in the form of packets of energy as well as it travels in the form of waves. You will study in detail about this in your higher classes. First, in this chapter, let us study about what is light. Do you think that you can see the objects surrounding you if it is dark? No, it is not possible. First we find it little bit difficult, but later not so clear, but we can see only the structure. So when light rays falls on the objects and it enters our eyes, we can able to see the object which is present in front of us. So light is one of the important thing in this world. Without that we are like blind. Now let us see what is light. It is, as I said earlier, it is a form of energy. Light, it is a form of energy and always it travels in a straight line. Only when some obstacles are there in its path, it bends. Otherwise, it travels in a straight line. Light always travels in a straight line. So light propagates in a straight line. Propagation of light is in a straight line. And in case if there is any obstacle seen which is transparent like water or a thin white glass sheet, then it can enter into it. The light is, it can enter into the transparent sheet. In that case, we say that the light gets, it passes into it, it transmits into it. In case if the object is an opaque object like a piece of wood into which the light cannot enter, then in such cases it bounces back. The light rays, instead of entering into it, it just bounces back. And when an opaque object is kept in front of it, then we get shadows. For example, when the current is not there, when there is a darkness, you can able to see, not darkness when the current moves, you can able to see your shadow on the walls. So light casts shadows of an opaque object. Shadow is what? When an object is placed along the path of the light rays, when imagine here you have the source of light from which the light energy emits, and you have an obstacle. An obstacle is present in its path, which is an opaque object. This is an opaque object. So the light travels in a straight line. And here, when it falls, the edge, it cannot travel. So it just goes, it gets here this is the shadow of this small opaque object. Since the light cannot travel here, it comes back, but the light rays which falls on its edge, it gets diverted. Still it travels in a straight line, but in some particular angles, and hence you will get the, here in this part the light rays does not fall, but it falls here, and since the obstacle is present in its path, its image is seen on the opposite side of this object, and we call it as the shadow of the object. This is the object, and this one is the source of light. Understood? Hence, light causes shadow of an opaque object, and then it is indicated by a ray. What is a ray? You have seen that here straight lines. So, if this is the indication of the light ray. The light ray travels in this direction. Similarly, if the direction is shown like this, it travels in the opposite direction. So, the light rays are indicated in rays. And then, in this topic, we are going to see about the two important topics, that is reflection and refraction. What is reflection and what is refraction? Bending of the light ray when it travels from one medium to another medium, we call it as refraction. Whereas reflection means when the light ray falls on any opaque object, it bounces back. If you have an opaque object and the light ray falls on it, it bounces back. So this we call it as, when it is an opaque object, the light ray falls on the surface where it is smooth, and it cannot enter through this medium, the other side, hence it gets bounced back. This is called as reflection. What is the refraction? Here it takes place in the same medium, whereas it travels in two medium. For example, if you have a container in which water is filled, then this is the air medium and this is the water medium. When the light ray falls on its surface, here it bends back. Actually it has to travel straight, but since the mediums are different, it bends a little and it reaches the water at either closer or away. It depends upon the medium. So bending of the light rays at the surface of separation of the two medium, we call it as refraction. So we are going to study about reflection and refraction, the two main topics in this lesson. We are going to see about reflection of light. And already we have discussed what is meant by reflection of light. It is the bouncing back of the light ray when it falls on any highly polished surface or some opaque objects or a plane mirror or a curved surface. Here, bouncing back of the light rays is called reflection, and this reflection obeys two laws. It is also called as laws of reflection. What is that laws of reflection? The first law says that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. What is this angle of incidence and angle of reflection? Imagine that you have a plane surface. You have a plane surface of a mirror. A mirror whose back side is coated, which is an opaque part, and this is highly polished surface. Hence when the light falls on it, it just bounce back. Since the light cannot enter into the mirror and comes out, only if it is a transparent object it can enter. Since it is an opaque object, means it cannot enter. If the light whichever falls on the front surface of the mirror, it just bounces back. Hence we call it as reflection. When the light ray falls on a mirror, it gets reflected back. That is why we can able to see a image in a mirror. So let us draw a straight line. This is the normal drawn, which is perpendicular to the plane surface of the mirror, and the light ray falls from here at this point, and here it cannot enter into it, so it bounces back. So bouncing, this is the bounce light, this is the incident light. We call it as the reflected light ray, and this one is the incident ray of light. Now this is the normal drawn at the point of incidence. Normal line will be perpendicular to the surface of the mirror. Here the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called as angle of incidence. So here the angle between the incident ray and the normal is angle of incidence, and it is represented by I. And also we have this one, the refracted ray. This is the incident ray, and this one is the reflected ray. Not refracted, reflected ray. So when you have the reflected ray here, the angle between the normal and the reflected ray is called as angle of refraction, R. So according to the first law of reflection, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. If you measure the angle here, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. And according to the second law, the incident ray, the normal to the mirror at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. You just say here the mirror has two planes. One is this side and the other one is the opposite side. And you can able to see the incident light ray, the reflected light ray, and the normal every rays. All the rays are on the same side of the plane. So here it is seen both incident and reflected ray on the same side, not the other side. So according to the second law, we say that the incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray all lie on the same plane. So these are the two important laws of reflection. And this reflection, it is applicable, these laws are applicable for spherical surface as well as the plane surface. Spherical surface means we are going to study about the figures like this, the mirrors, which are concave mirror, convex mirror, plane mirror, and different types of mirrors are there, where the surface is a curved surface. For example, if you take a spoon, it has a curved surface, and you can able to see the image which falls on the curved surface of the spoon, isn't it? Therefore, such surfaces are curved surface, and even they, if you draw the, if it is coated outside, if the light falls here, it bounces back. So this is the incident ray and this is the reflected ray, and the angle of incidence will be equal to the angle of reflection even in a curved surface, as well as all the rays lie on the same plane, on the same side, according to the second law of reflection. Now let us see the formation of image in a plane mirror. Here we have a plane mirror whose backside is highly polished, so that whatever light falls on the front gets reflected back. So you see here the light ray, this is the object. Here we have the object. AB is the object placed in front of the plane mirror, and the light ray falls, it goes, and the light ray from here, it falls on the mirror and it cannot enter into it, so it goes back, it bounces back in the same direction. And another light ray which falls incident, it gets incident on the surface of the mirror and it bounces back. This is angle of incidence and angle of reflection. They both are equal to each other. And here these two rays are not going to, the reflected rays, the two rays are not going to meet at any point. Hence, we are going to draw the imaginary lines which meets at a point, because where these two imaginary lines meet, there we get the image. So let me extend this line which is parallel to the normal. So this line parallel to the normal and this incident line, it gets reflected here. So when we extend these are the two imaginary lines. When you extend this one and the other way, these two imaginary rays meet at one particular point on the other side of the mirror. So where these two imaginary lines meet, there we get the image. Hence, we can able to see the image of this object inside. It appears like it is inside the mirror. And the image which is formed here, it has some of its own properties. Let us see what are those properties. First one, image which is formed in a plane mirror is always virtual and erect. Here, let us see, we have two new words, virtual. What is meant by virtual? The image which you cannot catch it on a screen. Your shadows, it falls on a screen. So if you keep some other screen, your shadow you can catch it on it. But in this case, if you cannot catch this image in any screen, you can just able to see it inside the mirror. Hence we call it as a virtual image. And always when you look at yourself inside the mirror, it is inverted or an straight image. It is a straight one. Such images are called as erect image. Hence, in a mirror, we get a virtual and an erect image, straight image. That is one of the character of the image formed on a plane mirror, in a plane mirror. The second one is the size. What about the size of the image formed in a plane mirror? It will be the same size of the object. It is not going to be seen very big or too small. Since it is a plane mirror, whatever object we are keeping in front of a plane mirror, the size of the image will also be of the same size. The size of the image is equal to the size of the object. Third property is the image is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of the mirror. You might have seen that when you stand in front of a mirror, when you go close to the mirror, even the image comes closer towards you, and when you go away from the mirror, even the image moves away. So here the image is as far behind. How far you are behind the image mirror, the image will also be backward. It moves behind. And when you go closer to the mirror, the image also will be closer to the mirror. Hence, the distance between the mirror and the object will be equal to the distance between the mirror and the image. This is the image and this one is the object. So, the distance between the object and the mirror is the same as the distance between the mirror and the image. Then the next property is the image is laterally inverted. This is what you should know properly. Laterally, when you stand in front of a mirror, your left side will be seen as the right in the image and your right side will be seen as the left. That is called laterally inverted image. That is why ambulance, if you see in front of it, it is written laterally inverted, so that the driver in the bus or in other vehicle, immediately when he see in the rear view mirror, it is seen proper and he can understand that ambulance is coming backside and he gives way for the ambulance quickly. He can give way for it to go. So, here we have 4 characters of the image formed in a plane mirror. Number 1 is the image formed in a plane mirror is always virtual and erect, and it will be equal in size as that of the object. The size of the object and the image are equal, and then how far the object is away from the mirror, the image is also far behind the mirror. And the 4th property is the image formed in a mirror is always laterally inverted.